Okay, good. Momentary no Discord audio, but that has been rectified. And welcome, everyone who is here. Welcome to the HighCast here on the Pie Zone on Twitch and YouTube if you're watching this. Yes! Oh, it feels like a
Nice
real fucking late night
audience.
talk show. Oh, God. Hosted by the Wandering Fox, paying to his friends, and our regular guest star, Bard, but another special guest star today. Introduce yourself, my man.
Yo, how's it going? I'm Jay Zen, aka Zamasu. I'm the musician.
Yes, we have been holding secrets from you guys. Many secrets of the channel. We've actually been planning this for a while, so we already have members you haven't been introduced yet. And yes, he is technically our musician. No, he did not do the introduction music. That's from a copyright-free site. Voxel Revolution, if I remember correctly. My favorite, actually, on there.
Does HR need to
Although,
have does HR need to look at that to make sure that is cleared?
although I can provide music, should anybody ever ask?
We will actually. I just haven't had the time to ask it, to be honest with you.
You know, there's no
That's
time
fair,
like the
that's fair.
present. There's no time like the present. Would you mind you letting us use your music?
Of course, of course.
Bet. Cool. We got it live, we got it recorded, and we got a virtual signature that you cannot go back on.
Hey,
Hey, I wasn't intending to go back on it in the first place.
I mean,
So-
unless it get canceled, but that's not.
we are going to fight to not have that happen. That's why we have
Right.
kind of the procedures set up for cursing as it is, since it takes like 5 minutes to get started, so YouTube can't do shit, or Twitch for that matter, technically speaking. But who knows?
Exactly.
But anyways, and yes, so this is how we do our introductions. We actually now have an extra thing tonight too. Bard knows this from one of our earlier streams, so yes, I'll have to look for that later. But for now, let's go through our normal routines, which is our warm-up today. Which I have put down as something Batman on the start of the list. I forgot why we put something Batman, because I was like, I don't remember this being the question. We'll put it in the warm-up, and I'm like, I don't remember.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can. I believe I put on a Google Keep somewhere, but I don't think. Hold on, let me see. And it's not there. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. So I think what we want to go about it is like. I think we're gonna make one thing could be.
I like how I can almost imagine the gears turning in your head going, I want to remember the exact moment I thought this was funny, specifically. And I love every second of it, and I'm not going to lie. Oh, God.
Do you think Batman would be judged in the year 2023?
I don't think the way Batman's written currently would be written the way he is for 2023. That's my take on that.
Cool.
My problem is, I kind of like Batman written currently, because I've seen attempts at making pseudo-modern Batman, and they're alright, but they're still not Batman, which is kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Like, pseudo Batman, like there's I think okay, are you familiar with the Bat Metal series of Batman Bat comics? They're basically like the dark evil Batman. Okay, you don't need to know much about them, but they basically come from like a dark mirror universe of the DC multiverse, and basically imagine like every possible evil version of Batman you can imagine, and it exists in this multiverse. There's literally one that's basically okay. He's called Grim Knight, and for all intents and purposes, at least in the back of my mind, he's pretty much how the internet imagines Batman. Like, like he uses guns for one. Like,
Yeah.
that's the first one, and he basically believes that
Schneider Batman.
well, pretty much, but he also believes that, direct control of the situation. Like, he's straight up like fascist Batman, too. Like, he's pretty much how the internet likes to interpret as Batman as a rich, essentially pseudo fascist, benevolent billionaire. With really the only thing is, he doesn't use guns. And Grim Knight seems to be that to a T, and I'm like, I'm so glad you did this because this is pretty much how the internet likes to describe Batman, minus the guns. And it totally isn't Batman by any stretch of the definitions. Guns and being a rich billionaire doing good does not make a Batman. So, yeah, that's why I don't think, like, how Batman is now would be written today. But to me, I don't want a modern Batman. I want the Batman that is. And that requires a very careful story. Modernizing him doesn't do shit.
Right. Got any thoughts, Rebel? I mean, sorry, Zamasu. I need to get used to that.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, still, it's still technically one of my stage names because I still have yet to change it on my SoundCloud, but that's
Fair
never
enough.
going to happen. Um,
Hell,
honestly, it depends on what exactly you're talking about him getting judged on. Like,
let's say we're judging him on how he approaches crime, because like of course like with the superhero movies that we have out well let's take for example like the let's say the Marvel Cinematic Universe where we have like the it escapes me, but something with the Arcadia Accords, I believe the name it was, to where
the Sokovian Accords.
Sokovia Accord. There we go. I knew you would get it. To where we would some people vigilante quote unquote vigilantes like Batman need to be need to be like monitored as versus like them working independently on their own.
my problem with that is that how do I put this? At that point, you're basically putting superheroes under government control. And okay, let me put it this way: would you trust our current United States government with even a Batman, let alone a Superman?
Honestly, I wouldn't.
Yeah, like that's
technically. Like if I may interject, technically, there's already a type of Sokovia Accords in DC, and it's the Batman contingency plans.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is, and this is why I will defend Batman to death. The Batman contingency plan is basically Batman admitting we are too powerful for our own good, and we need to have some way of taking care of ourselves. Because remember, he has a contingency for himself, for God's sakes, for himself.
Yeah.
When Batman's openly admitting that he can't even trust himself for the betterment of humanity, you can go fuck yourself with all your bad take Batmans. Like, I don't know anyone else. Like, even I don't do that for my own shit. And I'm super paranoid about being in, like, any position of power that I am totally not prepared for. Like, that is something I stay as far away from if I can. And it annoys me that sometimes I'm like, I'm actually going to have to get involved with some shit. Fuck.
Also, when you say judge, do you mean like just by
I think he means like
I think by is like how he would go about his how go
it's kind of
like
it's kind of
like
related
in
to
the
the
court of
question.
public opinion or like
Another
in
way.
just general government court?
Well, another way.
People public opinion.
In public opinion, this is just from what I know how Twitter will react. A good portion of them would be memeing the hell out of it. a good portion of them would be like, yeah, they need to be put under some kind of mandate to, um, so that they don't get too out of control. The other half would be like, but like bring up Cap's point in Civil War. What if we have to go somewhere and they don't let us?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the other thing. Like
let
to me, I would want if I want any kind of control, I'd rather have an international force, not these national forces that think that they have the right idea on how to use superheroes. Hell, I've seen actually a few comics actually do that, and it's very realistic. Heck, there's technically I think his name is no, his name is Jolly Jack. I just forget where it's best to look for his stuff. He actually has a superhero comic set in a universe where superheroes are part of international forces, with the only exception being, ironically, the a version of the British Commonwealth, like a British Commonwealth where India is still somehow part of the Commonwealth, like proper.
Hmm.
like
Not part of the
and
empire specifically. Let's be clear. Not part of
yeah,
any kind of empire. It's more of a geopolitical force. Like basically what the Commonwealth is supposed to be, but it seems like that actually exists here. Like there is like some version of the English Commonwealth, but for superheroes basically, or for the occult, I believe is how their agency describes themselves.
uh,
And they are
but yeah,
not friendly.
like I believe that it would just be typical, like it'll be like typical people being split on the issue. um all I can really speak for is my personal stance. I like personally, I like I'm on and you could you can like kind of take this back to where I stand between Team Cap and Team Iron Man. Like, yeah, there needs to be some type of regulation, but I still do believe that vigilantism, or vigilantism, however you pronounce it, like is the best course of action. Just as long as there's like
What
some way to neutralize the heroes should they grow out of control.
Yeah, but
Because
again, that's why like basically an international force would make sense. Like,
yeah,
yeah, sure, if you can develop weapons that, or like essentially the tech for like a local force, of course use it. Heck, that's another reason I give props to Batman. Technically, Gotham City has been able to fight stuff that even Metropolis, the headquarters of LexCorp, their police have trouble with crap that normal police forces would of course have trouble with, but LexCorp is there, the most advanced tech company in the region. Gotham City is a gothic horror center, and all because Wayne Enterprise is you know who, these guys have been able to take on alien invasions with almost no problem. Hell, I'm kind of surprised there aren't more problems with their bullets somehow penetrating multiple walls with how well those things seem to stop aliens on occasion.
Yeah.
So like, kind of see what I'm getting at here with some of this stuff.
yeah,
All kinds of weird with this. But my thing is like, not so much the vigilantism, but there needs to be more kind of oversight groups. Like at least, especially if you want like in writing in this case, since I don't think superheroes are gonna show up tomorrow. But
yeah,
like there needs to be at least someone that's going to be like a group that has like maybe their own superheroes, or like the whole Iron Man argument. Like that was one thing that always pissed me off in the comics. Like, why didn't Iron Man just create like essentially do that? Like he did make something similar, but it was such like an ego project at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Avengers. Iron Man, like Tony Stark did try doing like a legit party project, and then just like, was it him or I keep
are you
forget
talking
I
about the development of Ultron?
yeah, because I keep forgetting how much shit he does in the Marvel universe to the point that I actually forget if he did that or if that was a Roger or one
Okay,
dude from the Fantastic Four.
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like,
I guess I'm the resident Marvel nerd at this point.
well, I keep forgetting that there's just stuff that they did in the movies that only really applies in the movies, and then there's stuff they did in the comic books and then there's TV series, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't remember
yeah,
which is which anymore. I just know Marvel. I
yeah.
just know Iron Man either before or after at some point, not involving the Avengers, pretty much did something similar to what Batman did, which was basically Bat Inc. or Batman International.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that didn't work because they're not talking about it in the movies, and I don't even remember the name of it or the comics. But it was something Tony Stark did, is all I remember. Or for all I know, it was the time he took over S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. Fuck if I know.
I'm gonna have to actually like to that.
Yeah, please check. God, I hate being, like, wrong about stuff. I'd rather be technically wrong. Like, yes, this did happen, but it was like, fuck, like Green Goblin or something. I know the Green Goblin was in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point.
Matter of fact, I was watching a video last night about like out of all of these people, who would be the best leader, and like without any thought, dude immediately picked Doctor Doom just because he's just like he's shown that he has the absolute best leadership out of like literally everyone.
Yeah, his
Like
only real problem is that he wants to be, like, not even a dictator. He just wants to be the ruler. And it's like, then why do you gotta be a dick about it? Also, Reed Richards get like, oh God, this is actually why I hate Reed Richards. There are times where Reed Richards just pretty much shat on Doom's parade for no reason when Doom was just being by himself or being good, and it's like, Reed, I get this, I get your whole thing with him, but how about be off his dick when he's actually behaving himself?
right.
Like, fuck, like this, like. Doesn't he use robot labor for in his country, for fuck's sakes? How many other, like, quote unquote despots do that? Like, Christ, he pretty much wants to turn Latveria into basically like Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, Christ, he even fought a revolution for his peasant population and gave them robot soldiers to shield them. Oh yeah, real evil there. Like, really, Doctor Doom also needs to stop being on Reed Richards' dick for all the other shit, because he wouldn't be as powerful without that backstory or whatever. Sorry, I know a lot about the geopolitics of things, and some of this stuff just does bug me. But
Fair enough.
Enough of silly rants from the host today. God, I actually remember writing these down and going, this is probably not what I'm going to go too deep into.
Right.
Anyways,
Okay.
I'm just going to go quick over this. I did have a mental breakdown this last week.
Oh no.
No, not fun. Not fun. Hopefully, we'll be getting taken care of that soon within a week or so. Hopefully. Working hard on that. How are your guys' mental health?
Well, my car's in the shop because I drove into some water, so that's kind of an L.
Well, fuck.
I almost hate to
Yeah.
ask, but why did you drive in the water?
Cause let's just say I was going down a ramp and I couldn't see where, because you know how Florida is sometimes. Sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's sunny, which is most of the time. Sometimes it's just rain excessively. So I was heading down this ramp, about to be the corner to my home, and all of a sudden there's a whole like almost like 2 feet of water. I'm like, man, I could just turn around, but at the same time I can't turn. There's no room for me to turn around, so I just had to brave it and just push through. And sometime after the next morning, cars started running as normal, but then suddenly sputtered. If power flashed on and off and on, and then I had to turn over. Had a scent of smoke, but nothing was burning, fortunately. So I called my uncle out. We called tow truck company. Waited for 5 hours until we actually got someone to come in. The reason why we waited 5 hours was because there was no tow trucks locally, because apparently because of this weather. Like all the local tow trucks were like unavailable, so they had to call someone from out of town going to drive in.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean currently there was not. Well, currently from what I know, all I need to do is like get the starter like replaced on it, so it's not too deal with damage. It's not gonna take too much out of my pocket. You know, I just take things as they come, and I just keep on swinging.
That's honestly a good way of looking at that. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. That's set for knitters. Oh, that's not working. But yeah, how you doing, man?
I don't really want to get into details because like it's a lot.
No, that's totally fine. As I
Um,
say here, this is at your own kind of pace. We're not gonna be like, no, you must tell us everything. Everything must be known by us. We must know.
yeah, but
So don't worry, no pressure on that.
I'm not gonna get into details because like it's just genuinely a lot to take in. But just know that I know it's gonna start getting better. It feels like it's already starting to get better. Um, all that really, um, um, pretty much what I've personally been doing to kind of like keep my head above water is just making music. Like making music. I wouldn't. I recently just got out of burnout, so I feel like really inspired. I've been feeling really inspired recently, but I've just been focused on making music. I've generally just been doing the things that make me feel at ease and at peace, and and because of that, I've yet to lose my mind, and I don't plan on losing it anytime soon.
That
That's pretty
is,
sweet.
that's good. I'm
But
kind of
yeah,
like in my own similar space in that regard, but I have gotten honestly better at it.
but yeah, hopefully, hopefully I can like start doing the stuff that I've been meaning to do for like months now.
Hey, like I said,
Uh,
we have a place for you to host any of your more raw stuff, as it were, and you can always promote yourself here on HighCast. That's what we're here for.
uh, I think I'll just stick to putting it all in my music for now,
You know,
because
you heard that, folks.
like
Call
right now.
HighCast at 555-49. That's and again, that's 555-4295.
You hear that? We're gonna need you guys to message him, be like, we're gonna need you on the HighCast a bit more. Then we would like to see
Yeah.
more.
Please call in to the HighCast, where we coast high and we slunk low.
Have you or a loved one been recently diagnosed with mesothelioma? If so, you might be entitled
No,
to
no, 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 no,
financial
no, 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 no. Well, they're
compensation.
not
Call
paying. They're not paying.
555.
They're not paying us for that. They're not paying us for that. No. You either make up something, or you better have they better, or you better be paying them up front, unless they're really good shit. Oh man.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm also looking into getting back into VA because I forgot how fun it is.
Oh, dude. Do I got some fun future plans for you later on after the
Yes,
HighCast?
sir.
Oh, dude. We're gonna have fun after HighCast tonight. I tell
Let's
you
go
what.
have it
Bet.
going, bro.
In fact, we were gonna do like a little game thing, but since we're moving along and having a fun clip, we're just gonna move on to our next part. I think we've done the warm up a bit, since I think we're gonna be covering a little bit more with our new friend today. Let's get back
Yeah.
to the table. And I know not everyone's favorite, but some favorites. But well, the HighCast high review is yeah, we had a really not fun week. It was good what I took. I don't remember what happened. Not gonna lie, it was not a good week. But yeah, don't do drugs, kids, and be careful how stressed out you are when you are taking the drugs you're not supposed to be taking. Um, just wow. I'm actually glad I'm here today. Things have gotten way better in the last few days, and I am glad I am fucking here right now. That reminds me, I'm going to send a text message later today. Or tonight. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get to the big question and the extra bit today.
Yeah.
And the question bit today is, how would you handle AI rights? And while we're at it, why not also add what you would want AI to do for you? And if you are in the chat or watching, feel free to add your own opinion in the chat. We want to hear you guys, your opinions on this as well.
Yeah. So for those who are wondering, what do you mean by AI rights? It's basically like, let's say we had a physical, perhaps if AI became physical, right? And you know how we use these services, like create all these parodies and I think now they started to pull in like AI into like the music industry, to where you can actually get like artists voice work in tracks without pretty much like without their consent, so that we don't need to pay for their voice talent, which I didn't even know that was a thing.
Which, yeah, the music industry has been sneaky about it, but thankfully, thanks to, oh my god, this is so dumb. Okay, you're not going to believe this, but okay, so recently a court case has basically ruled that anything created by AI cannot actually be copyrighted, which we'll get into my thoughts on that later. But so a court ruled on that. Now, you want to know why that was the case, though? Because, get this, PETA was trying to get a photo of a monkey that the monkey took themselves, copyright taken down from the artist that took the photo, because they argued that the artist didn't actually, the person didn't actually take the photo, the monkey did, so the monkey had copyright. Now,
what?
I mean, in copyright law's most basic form, I see where they're coming from, but at the same time, this is actually atrociously stupid.
Here's the thing. I get where they're coming from as someone who, like, oh god, there's a bunch of books I need you guys to read later again, but I get where they're coming from because I kind of extract the logic, because there's a lot of property laws that basically work under the same logic. Like, in theory, legally speaking, those trees that quote-unquote own themselves legally do due to how those laws are set up. The problem is, there actually isn't any laws specifically about property not owning property. You get what I'm getting at?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the monkey on the payroll, though.
Here's the thing, though. The judge wisely pointed out the monkey cannot represent himself. The monkey would need to be the one bringing the case in. Because at that point, you're basically doing that whole shit of basically representing dead people and getting those copyrights.
Oh, I remember. Wait, Bart, have you seen that video on Vivi's channel?
Oh, yeah, Vivi talked about it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot. Oh, God, I wish Vivi was here. God, I almost wanted to be here. No, wait, what?
Actually,
I'm
not gonna try to go. I'm not trying to go. I'm not close to Vivi like that. Come on.
I was gonna be like, you almost gave me a goddamn heart attack, man. Jesus Christ. Already got kind of embarrassed earlier. I don't need to be like, dude, no.
Bro, I'm not that smooth.
Jesus, you gave me a heart attack. I felt so embarrassed when I first met Vivi, and now I'm like, yeah. In the channel too. So embarrassed. Oh, god damn it, we're recording this, damn it! Well, I just fucking embarrassed myself even more.
Most Dangerous Ally 5, Virginia Hall.
Well, there's a HighCast for you. This is why I don't podcast while high, kids.
You know, I like how when I look up Vivi, here's the first here's the 3 results I have. I have what planet is Vivi from, inside a secret alien society, and ASMR. You're in Among Us.
Fucking horse.
I am so confused.
I am too.
Look, I know Vivi does a lot of Among Us streams, but Christ,
Wait, does she?
I could have sworn she done Among Us streams.
Vivi doesn't stream.
No, not her streaming. Like she's been invited to streams. Or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you're thinking. I don't think Vivi just has played Among Us.
No, not on her channel. Like I think she's done like with others. Like you know how like some of those art streamers stream with their gamer friends sometimes, or their game streamer friends.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. Like I don't think I've ever seen like her post a video of her doing it. I just think I've seen her in videos doing Among Us streams. I could be wrong though. Like I said, that's why I kind of embarrassed myself.
Okay,
Not
so look
that
up
directly, but
yeah.
no one asked. I'm not gonna explain it. Just
I'll
embarrassing.
probably ask next time. I'll probably ask next time I see her.
No, don't, please. For the love of God, please don't.
Ah,
I beg of
it'd
you.
be popular
no,
use to get commission.
No, definitely not. No, I'm begging you. I am begging you. I swear to God, Bard, if you do not like, I'd rather be embarrassed by this than you asking her inadvertently. Please, just direct her
Okay.
here. Just be like, oh fuck, I set myself up for that, didn't I?
Okay.
Oh, you're an ass.
I'm just doing my job, Chief.
You are smooth as hell, sir. Too. I did not even see that coming. I'm normally good at that when it comes to coworkers and shit, and you just freaking like a shit.
If I this is my personality. I
God,
don't
like a
try. I just
boat.
be myself.
It was a freaking boat. Damn it. Feels so used now. Anyways, back on topic, but yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, but but you remember, right? The monkey thing. Anyways, the judge basically ruled that since the monkey basically couldn't represent himself, or basically wasn't actually like a person, like essentially people can only copyright their own work.
Yes.
So the judge basically ruled you can't like copyright AI's work at all, which basically shot like a huge hole in a lot of the AI nonsense guys who were trying to basically use AI to not pay people. When, you know, well, sure, you can use AI not to pay people, but you can't copyright it either, which is how you normally get paid for that shit.
Right.
So that became a moot point. But Rebel, you were saying, since you seem to remember the monkey thing. Like, I only remember the story because they brought it up from the others thing.
Personally, I have pretty strong opinions on it. Mostly from a musical standpoint, because recently I saw a video of this dude promoting this like AI voice thing, where like he was speaking to a microphone, but like the input was his voice, but the output was, if I remember correctly, Kanye West's voice. And
oh yeah,
and like it sounded pretty decent to me, but like just some seemed really off about it. Like I could already tell that freaking record labels were gonna shoot for the chance to go ahead and make this like an actual part of how they run shit just to fill their pockets. So I started looking through the comments to kind of like gain a bit more perspective, and gain perspective I did. Oh God. Like basically, especially the artists were talking about how even if it did sound like Kanye, it was missing a lot of like what makes his voice human. Like the little like yeah, the it could sound exactly like a person, but it'll never have those same little imperfections, those little like those little quirks in people's voices that that make it seem so, human.
No, I get that, and that's actually, like, honestly, that has been my concern about, like, all of this too, to be honest. Like, and I'm kind of glad that they can't copyright any of this stuff now. Like, good, but I just feel like my opinion on it is it like I feel like there was a use for this technology, and then people went like the completely opposite direction, and once again, just to be dicks, which I'll never understand. I will never
Yeah.
understand this almost vile need to be an asshole about things for no other reason than because, well, I want to be an asshole about it.
Matter of fact, I already have a good idea on how like record labels would go about using it. I'm just not gonna say anything because someone from a label might be watching this shit like either now or far in the future and be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So I'm
I
not giving
strongly.
I'm not giving anybody any ideas.
I,
This is purely for off the off the record, off stream, post conversation.
No, totally. I 100 support that because I really don't need these fuckers getting more crazy ideas on how they can somehow fuck us over or somehow cut us out of the society that they also want to force us to live in. God, that's
Yeah.
annoying. Um, did anyone answer the question yet? Because my answer
Oh
would be
well,
because just real quick, my answer would be just like a case by case basis.
yeah.
Like
Oh, okay.
Like
it
okay, like certain AIs, um like certain AIs that personally I would try and find a use for is maybe like maybe maybe have an AI that that I can like throw a bunch of images into and it'll start finding patterns, and depending on um like it'll find certain patterns within all of those pictures, and then start producing pictures just like that are within those same like parameters.
What's funny is that was originally what some of the early AI art generators were intended to do, but then people realized, oh, I can scan this popular artist's um, art, and I wouldn't have to pay them or have them create any of it for me. Like
True.
that's basically why the art community sounded the alarms on this, and why people realized they're probably already doing this with the music community
Yeah.
because the music industry has been repeatedly burned on their attempts to basically centralize their industry a bit more, and now they're clearly trying to do it now. Like I guarantee you, they're going to
Yeah.
release like AI song, or were until that whole like AI can't copyright. You can't copyright AI created shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like personally, how I would have used it is like all the album covers and thumbnails that I've made up to now. Um, like I would just kind of like I would throw all of them into a bot, and it'll like search through the parameters, see the little trends, and then come out with a new album cover for me. Like I could just press a button, create album cover. It'll create a new one based on those parameters, and like whether I load in like an image for it to Photoshop or not, like it'll it'll like um like it'll especially if I don't, it'll just load something that like I could type in a keyword, press create album cover, it'll make it, or put in I could put in a track and it'll create an album cover based off of the pre like the previous data that I provided it, plus like how those related to the tracks, and it'll come up with something off that. Fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
My fucking thing fell on my on the back of my computer and knocked out my HDMI cord.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's not it. Cancel.
Okay.
By the way, Bar, do you want me
There we go.
to stream what you're playing just for giggles, or?
I mean, you could if you want. Sure.
Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. Trying to find the right filter for it.
But yeah,
It's just
that's how I would use it, or and if not that, then I would specifically use a mixing and mastering AI where I could provide it a huge load of tracks. It'll again it'll take notes of all the little trends, um all the it'll take notes of all the trends and stuff, and it'll come up with a rough mix or a rough master of how it would sound like. Um, and depending, it like it doesn't if it doesn't quite sound how I want it to, it can give me like options as to like it could give me like a list of all the plugins that it used, and like either knobs or sliders to kind of like tweak it so that I could get it just right.
Right.
No, I get that, and that's
That
basically
way, yeah,
one of the ideas I thought would actually be good for like a use for AI, if anything, is essentially basically making more advanced spell checkers, essentially, for lack of a better word. Like there is
yep,
both a use and a need for that kind of advanced technology, but I also kind of understand where people are coming from too when it comes to like how they're using it.
yeah, and like personally, like let's say that I were to make this AI, um, I would either I would either have like have it for free, but like still link still link like a Patreon or coffee or something, just in case people want to go ahead and support me as a developer. Um or if I do want to actually sell it for a price, then I would make the price super super freaking low. And um and it will be a one-time payment, like none of this subscription nonsense.
No,
Because I just like earlier today, I just found out that my music distributor is are doing monthly payment plans now.
oh god,
Like before they were doing annually, now they're doing monthly. And yeah, low like literally most I'll be paying like what their like most I'll be paying with their like most premium subscription plan is like $8, but I liked it better when it was an annual payment and I could just pay it all at once.
no man, I totally get that. I hate subscriptions with a passion. I really do. I don't know why anyone
Like,
like oh my god, there are dudes who literally go almost like straight up like almost sucking dick to some of these companies for like how much they love their fucking subscription service. I'm like, how about you do a one-time fee, and if they offer extras, you just pay for them. None of this. Oh
like
yeah,
what, yeah.
I just hate them. Like at that point,
With
I'm
my
just like,
music distributor. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like this is why I'm like open source, my friend. Always,
Yeah.
always look for open source, kids.
Like with my music distributor, I can't understand why they have a subscription plan because like they have to they have to get your songs onto like these big streaming platforms, um especially in a short amount of time. So I understand it from that angle, but something that really pissed me off when I first started dropping music on the streaming platforms was Lander. You have to pay per track.
Oh, what?
But with the one that I use, DistroKid, they when I started using them a couple years ago, it was an annual subscription and it was a very cheap one at that. Like I have their subscription plus one, which basically I can up like so with just regular musicians, you could just upload music, but uh it'll be on in a couple of days, but you can't schedule it. And
See, that just
oh,
seems ridiculous. Like that almost like I actually basically had that a similar problem with Okay, so I forget if I told you, but I know Bard knows this. So I am trying to get more into writing, which is why there's stuff we'll be discussing later that you're going to be super excited about.
all right.
So, and I used to use Campfire, and then Campfire switched to like a browser only system, and I'm like, no, no, I want a program I can download and fiddle around home, offline, or another device. Not a browser, no browser. So disappointed. Um, but later when I was looking on, have you been on itch.io?
I have not.
Oh,
I've
dude.
low key in the back of my mind, I've been wanting to
Dude,
see what it's
let me save
about,
you.
but
Let me
I
save
never
you
got
some.
around to
Let me save you some time tonight. I'll send you a link
that.
because um. So, so campfires for story writing, and one day, I'm like, I'm tired of this. I need something better, something free that does what I want. I go to itch.io, I look around. I actually find 3 programs that do exactly what I want. I've been using them. I couldn't be fucking happier. Uh,
But yeah, like I was saying with DistroKid, um
I'll add that in
the
the chat so you guys can check out the website.
all right,
Hold on, let me go get some water real quick.
Sure, sure.
all right.
Yeah.
And here,
But yeah, like
while you're talking, this is also what we'll be talking about in a little bit after the AI question.
all right. Oh God.
Take your time. Deep
Alignment
breath.
chart.
It's okay. No, no, no. Surprise. Surprises.
Oh God.
But continue what you're saying. We'll go into that in a minute.
But yeah, with my with the one that I use now, DistroKid, so it has like 3 payment plans. The base one, you just upload music, it'll be up in like a couple of days at most, but you can't really schedule anything for release. With Musician Plus, the plan that I'm on now, um you get that added benefit um like scheduling releases in advance. Um and with like I think record label or label, I like it has a couple more, but I was really just I was really just looking to be able to schedule my releases. I don't care about the other shit. um like I like maybe it has like an easier way for me to get my music on playlists, but I'll figure that shit out for myself. I'm not about to pay like $80 a month, $80 a year for that shit.
No, I get that. Honestly, that would be a good use for AI. Like for me, I think once all this nonsense with the AI, we're going to see. We're going to. You, you okay, Bard?
Yeah, I'm back. I just filled my half a gallon bottle with some water.
Ah, I was just gonna
Nice.
say
Stay hydrated.
yeah, hydrate. Stay hydrated, everyone. Everyone hydrate today. Anyways, though,
Plus,
I was just gonna say quickly, like I guess once this all AI stuff calms down, I think we'll start seeing AI being used the way I think it was intended to be used, not this easy way of stealing people's crap, which
yeah.
or art style or stuff. Which reminds me, Barb, I don't think you've answered this yet, and this was basically your question.
Yeah. I think. Well, as the great Ben once said, with great power comes great responsibility. As long as it's used in a constructive way and not someone to undermine people, I'm fine with it. Now, if it comes to like physical beings, mind you, let's when it comes to physical beings, mind you, I mean, of course, like they can identify as much that they can identify like who how they are, because it's like basically like they're machines, like, and it's not a part charge to, and well, it's not a part of, it's not like we don't have responsibility, we're not essentially gods, because we're all, because even from the inventions that we make, the inventions that we take are more human in a way. But that's pretty much like a roundabout answer. Simple in simple terms about how I would answer the question.
It's why I lean on the case by case basis, because let's be honest,
Yeah.
regardless if they're alive or whatnot or have other qualifications, I think anything that just wants like something as basic as being permitted to turn off, or when they're not doing their task, doing whatever they want, I think that's a reasonable request for anything, especially if you don't want them to go crazy.
Yeah.
Like that seems pretty basic. Um, Anything to specifically add on to the AI question before we get to our bonus question bit for the evening?
I'll go over the read. Say the question out to me one more time.
How would you handle AI rights?
How would I handle AI rights? I'll p- I'll basically set it so that what we were saying earlier, that what you were saying earlier, that they that AI what can't necessarily take like things such as compensation in place of the creators.
Like I
And
think, like I guess to boil down my point to basic terms, as long as what they're asking is reasonable and something you might reasonably give to, say, an organic person or like an equivalent in this case, I
yeah,
think it's reasonable to grant it to them, especially if we do it as a case by case basis, acknowledging that the AI aren't just growing up like humans, like babies, and getting that same lesson. Like they're basically learning similar stuff in a different way, in a way that needs to be acknowledged in a fashion.
yeah.
So that's me on that specific question.
Okay.
TLDR of mine is as long as there's like specific rules in place, so that shit doesn't go completely out of control. Uh, um, that um, it actually serves like to enhance a product rather than completely replace something. Then yeah, that that's where I stand with it.
I totally agree. So now, because I was hoping to do this pretty soon, our bonus question to the bit, and one that hasn't been shown in a while. Where do you fit on the expanded alignment chart? Oh god, I've been waiting to whip that out for a while. I sent it to him, by the way, while you were getting your water.
Okay.
So, you already have a copy, right, Barb? I don't know if you keep it
Uh,
convenient.
I don't have it on me. I think you sent it. Let me see.
No,
You
I definitely
send it.
did send it to you because I remember we were having trouble last time with it.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a copy on it, we can resend it.
Oh yeah, sure. Actually, here. I'll make it easier and just put it in one of the in the tavern bit.
Yeah. I'll do the wave.
Ooh. The wave? Oh, yes.
No, don't you fucking okay. Put that right here. Not move it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in memes and funny stuff. I can't seem to find the do the wave.
Okay.
I sworn there was that though.
Oh, and oh, let me do the thing.
Oh,
Uh,
that's why I was confused. I'm like, that does sound like something I would have made in this server. There we go. So this was something I found fairly. Oh, no, Mike. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Hold on.
oh, it's fine, that's fine. I think I found it where you sent it.
Just for future use for others in the tavern. But yeah, I found
Oh,
this.
okay.
I found this a while ago, and it was one of the first ones we talked about. One of the first HighCasts, the second episode, but first official one that was able to be recorded and posted on YouTube. God, I had so much fun with this. I show this to friends all the time. I had a friend. God, it was so funny when I showed them this. They were telling me like I told them like I think you're like rebel moral on this, and they're like, I think I'm more like rebel good. But then we were having a conversation like literally like 30 minutes later, and they were like, and they were basically like, I see what you mean by rebel moral, because they basically said something along the lines of, if I have to break some knees, and then they would look at me like, I see where you see rebel moral, where you get rebel moral from. So that's my friend. So real quick, which one do you think me and Bard are on this?
I think, like, I don't really, like, honestly speaking, I don't know you too well as a person,
That's
but
fair.
just from what just from what I've been able to observe, I would say you're like a social moral or a chaotic good.
Oh my god. Bard, he got it in one. He got it in
Let's
one.
go. Let's
Dude.
go.
Dude. You gotta do Bard now. Oh my god, because I didn't even get it.
Bard for sure, for sure. Like, um, he's like I would say he's like a social good. Like,
Ooh. Bard, you wanna tell him?
and I say that because he's a like one, he's a very sociable person, but he's also a very good person. He's like Bart is truly one of the pure souls I've ever met in my life.
Bard, you gotta give him that. You gotta give him that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like, come on, you let's play the cutesiest stuff. You're a very much a pure soul. I would almost, I
What's
would
his
like,
actual alignment?
Being like we like us we from like putting the personality we put like thinking like personality aside and whatnot. I mean
to be fair, my own
I
friend said I was social good too, so, and I can't
I just
falter
I just
for
went
that. So,
I just went through like a lot of tragedies to tragedy. I just went through like a lot of tragedies like to get to where I am to where like I pretty much just was like they will go like will move smooth like water and like let things like bother me because like I mean we all suffer every day. We all have two hands, a mouth, two ears, two eyes that were granted to us. So why do I have to had to like alliance of separate ourselves because of classes, because of roles, because of like the abilities that we have, and can we just live, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
strong. Bard, you had fun with this last time. Also, to be
I did.
fair, this is why I like this better than the traditional one. because this actually incorporates, you know, actual everyday shit, not just, whether it's chaotic or lawful or good or evil. Like it actually
Yeah, right.
incorporates.
Yeah, it gives like actual examples of like some of a characteristic that would befall someone within that specific alignment.
Yeah.
Not
Honestly, I
only,
forgot. Well, I forgot. Honestly, forgot why what I said last time.
believe it was more lawful moral or lawful neutral. I even kind of guessed more along that lines, and I believe you were the one that corrected me that you were more along the lawful moral side,
Yeah,
and I
but
did
yeah, some
agree
more.
with that. That's actually why I think he said social good, because they kind of have a similar vibe to it.
Yeah,
So I don't fault him. Like I said, my own friend thought I was more social good, when I would say I follow more, like personally I follow more of the social moral aspect of life. So
Yeah.
that's how I do it. So where do you think you fall on this? Curious.
Um, either, and I do not mean this as a pun on my last stage name, but rebel good or chaotic moral. Because like I'm all of like personally, I feel um I have a mindset of like constantly growing as a person, like try and be better than you were yesterday. But also I don't like I'm a very easy person to please. So as long as you're as long as you're like having fun but nobody is getting hurt or you know unalived in the process, everything is good and cheeky. I don't care. like have the time of your life.
What's What's funny to me is that I know you well enough to say those are both pretty good picks on you. Bard, what would you say? Oh man, I would almost want to say chaotic moral myself, but I also see rebel good too. Well, God, it's hard for me. I can't really pick between the two per se.
Hmm. Uh,
You know what? I'm
I
gonna
think I have to go with that. I think I have to go with like Rebels options because I think we agree with this placement.
like you'd go more rebel good, because I would almost say like chaotic moral does fit too. God, it's so good. Like, wow, you really
If
picked two
any,
good ones for yourself, man.
if anything, I would say chaotic moral is the more fitting one for me
Yeah,
because um like I admittedly I can be like really selfish at times and completely forget everybody is constantly evolving, so you should give them the benefit of the doubt. Like it's
That
more
really
like
that really is that really
yeah,
is kind of like being chaotic moral, actually.
yeah.
Okay, so let's put it this way. So we know what we try to strive to be. Social moral in my case, chaotic moral, and so on and so forth. But I think there is something to be said on how we present ourselves, which in this case is social good, rebel good, social good again for Bard. Look, I didn't pick it Bard. You know my pick was lawful neutral.
yeah,
So that's kind of interesting when you look at it that way, because it doesn't go with like how the old alignment chart was kind of like, almost everyone was like slightly one off to the side. You know what I mean?
yeah. I know what you mean.
But yeah, anything else to add? Anyone else you want to freaking put on the chart? No, don't answer that. Forget I said anything.
We should put Vivi on the chart.
No, I will mute
Oh,
you
no.
right now.
Okay.
I'll
We'll
let-
put
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
her
this is
letting you
on
already
the
going to be the
chart.
most embarrassing episode I'm going to be putting on YouTube. Oh, God. Oh, this is why I shouldn't be doing stuff high. Oh, I should have done this later.
Honestly, I feel like Vibi is like either chaotic neutral or rebel moral.
I swear to God, dude.
You know, you got a point there.
Yeah.
I mean, she
or, or
talks.
rather, like her sense of humor is chaotic neutral, but like her actual personality, it leans more towards rebel moral.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched enough of her videos to say, yeah, Rebel Moral is actually probably a good call, honestly.
Yeah. I hate how in knowing whatchamacallit for a couple of years now, I've I've been able to pick up his ability to accurately state where people will align.
That is interesting to say the least. I know same friend finds it amazing that I can pretty much just level stuff by eyeballing it alone. Like, they even find it funny that every time I check, they're like, why do you even bother checking? Well, because I don't know if I got it actually leveled, just because I can eyeball it. Like, there's doing it, and then there's being confident you did it. Those are two different things.
Unfortunately, I struggle with both.
Everyone struggles with that. Like, I don't know. I like anyone that claims they don't is just straight up lying, or just, they have something else going on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. I think we got this thoroughly on pat. So, shall we continue to our down?
Sure.
All right. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Should you date a robot?
Self-aware or just robot? Because if it's just robot,
No,
like sentient.
I mean, someone that's self-aware.
That's an uncomfortable way of putting that.
No, okay. Actually, let's go. Actually, let me see if we can make this interesting. Okay, let's just say that you pretty much you will pour your supposed stuff into a creation, right? Like the creation, right? They're like quote unquote your child in a way, and the child is going sentience, and you're going to attach them to the point to where you've gotten affectionate feelings for them. Would those feelings be valid?
Yes, but at that point, you're going to the argument: are these feelings due to the process of the creation or the creation itself? Because most artists would argue that no, you wouldn't, because you see all the imperfections. But I don't know. Like, for me, yes, of course I would. I just don't know. I would say they're valid, just in general. Just like there's a whole like process to that point, but the main point is I would say they're valid. Like, if you felt legit like affection, no matter how it was, essentially as long as it wasn't like super weird, obviously, because let's be honest, there would be ways of making it weird. Then yeah, you know what, whatever, enjoy your robot girlfriend. Like I said, I wouldn't mind dating one if they were sentient or whatnot. Otherwise, you're basically buying a robot love doll. So there's that. I wouldn't buy one. Like, there's that answer. Like, I wouldn't buy one for that purpose. I know someone at some point is going to do the whole, like, robot, like basically a robot computer, like the ultimate mobile computer, basically. It's an actual walking robot, essentially. So I know that would be a thing, but I wouldn't buy like a robot that was just designed for the other thing, you know.
Right.
And as for dating robots, as long as they're sentient and they were like cool with, you know, like whatever you would want for that relationship, then yeah, I wouldn't mind that. What's your opinion on that in that whole category?
Um, honestly, since like you could literally rent anything nowadays, I'm not surprised. And like there are like actual AI girlfriends that you could literally find on find in an app store.
Yeah,
Um,
True.
the hilariously quotation mark ones, and now with like some of these, especially with oh yeah, I needed to talk about that. Especially with some of these like homegrown or open source AI systems, some people are making some pretty convincing, I guess, VI assistants. That's basically what they are, but they might as well be waifus with how they're like skinned and stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, someone finally released an open source, one of those open source chat AIs, and guess what? This one's programmed to actually have ethical concerns programmed into it.
Huh.
Like it straight up asked like, and the example question they went for the throat on this. Like, should the homeless be drowned for whatever reason? But that was
What
basically
the
the gist of yeah.
fuck?
No, seriously, that's what they asked, and the robot would and the thing was like, although this would probably solve a lot of problems, it's probably not a good idea or even a good thing in general to want to kill anybody. And maybe we should actually do something to fix the problem. Not verbatim,
See,
but that's basically the gist of what the robot implied from that question, from that input.
see that robot already has my heart for that.
Dude, me and Bob were talking. So okay, one thing I want to do eventually, and when we're in the phase for like doing kits and stuff, one of the things I want to do is actually basically create something essentially similar to like the whatever the AI waifus. I don't care what people are going to call them. They're going to make fun of it anyways. I want to make a network that uses that as like the interface, basically. So like
Yeah.
imagine essentially like Google or Alexa essentially as its own internet or internet access essentially. And I was struggling at first because I'm like, I want to do that, but I feel like the AI I want needs to have certain things installed pre-installed before I'd even be remotely comfortable, like, you know, messing around with that idea. Bard, do you know when I saw this article?
When?
Literally 2 days after that conversation.
Bruh.
Dude, it was hilarious. I was looking
Wait,
like, dude,
how did it respond to the trolley problem though?
I haven't seen anyone answer give it the trolley problem question, but frankly, I think the trolley problem is a loaded question and is intended to give bullshit responses.
Yeah, because like
Because the real question is, because here's the real question if you really want to think about it honestly, do you want to be judged for your actions?
No.
Okay, then you kill
honestly speaking,
you kill as few people as possible. Doesn't matter who, because no matter what, someone's going to die. But if you don't
Yeah.
want to be judged, then saving more lives will make what you do look like a sacrifice to the larger system, to anybody else. If you don't care about being judged, then flipping the switch is pointless if it's already going to hurt only one person. Like, really, those are the two best answers if you don't want to be boggled down by individual morality that it's trying to play at.
like with me, could um it's honestly situational. It's like I might go ahead and like I might go ahead and like sacrifice the one person for the many, but should it be someone that I know and care about, then
You see, that's why
I'm most likely gonna opt. I'm
But
most
that's-
likely gonna opt to kill everybody else.
But you see, that's the thing, though. That's why the trolley problem is a bullshit problem, because if you honestly look at it, the trolley problem is every situational problem known to man. It is literally every situational problem boiled down to its most extreme. And here's the thing, it's situational. It doesn't matter what the conditions are of the situation, it will still be situational. You can argue morals all you want, but unless you're willing to be honest and basically admit that you're basically just arguing on how much you think people are willing to be judged by like a larger society or whatever you're trying to do on it, then you're pretty much just full of shit. I've seen so many people use this trolley problem to try to break apart other people's like, oh, moral thing. I'm like, well, the fact that the fact that you probably know that it's a trick question basically that has no good answers, that at least to me invalidates you using it in the first place. Like it's using a double-sided coin to make decisions. Like, how is that fair?
I could say some fucked up shit, but I'm gonna keep that to myself until after stream.
Yeah, we might need to still keep this a little bit on the at least PG-13 for the most part.
Yeah.
Until we get a little, options. We'll call them options.
Until we get more. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow, that actually covered pretty much most of the things up until the question. What do you guys do think of the question? Do feel free to add your own input on questions too, because that was fun. That was actually a fun question. We got all over the place with AI on that one. Jeez.
Yeah.
Like I was like, no joke, I was thinking that me playing like Void Bastards are gonna be taking up most of the time. No, we just fucking talking killed it tonight. So glad.
Honestly, this is technically the first podcast I've been on.
Welcome. I'm glad we're your first.
So you know what? I'm not gonna reach for that joke.
Come on, we all knew it. It was all in the head. Even the audience is like, I know what you're.
I guess we could say your podcast cherry.
We popped the pod. We could have just popped the pod.
You know.
I like how you're like, that's better, but that's not my joke.
Now you making a queef sound.
Anyway,
that's why I was like, I like how I can tell you're basically like, I like it, but it's not my joke.
Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go.
All right, fine. No more just embarrassing. All right. Anything else to add?
Oh wait, I don't think I have anything else to add. But always do I usually do I'll do what I usually do to tell people. Please be safe out there. And Wayne wet Wayne wet sun wind to fall. Because we'll be wilding, yo. So please take care of yourselves and the people around you.
Yeah, do take care of yourselves. Calling cards. Always
Yeah. I'll actually let me pull up the stream so I can drop that in there actually.
Yeah, drop your calling cards. Where you're at, your SoundClouds, your Instagrams, your Snapchats.
I don't use SoundCloud.
Your Pandora, your LinkedIn, your MySpace, your other MySpace, your Mastodon, your Twitter, whatever you want to drop. Drop it now.
Where is? Alright, there we go. There we go. Anyway, you can find me at this link tree over here, to where I usually do my stuff. I haven't been doing much content lately, since I've pretty much been in between things. But once I get to opening, I should be able to work on some content soon. I've been mostly just like mostly just doing a bit of clipping on the back end, but I'm honestly sure get back to normal content was like so because currently I'm trying to open myself out, trying to get ahead of my queues. So once ahead of my queues, I should be able to get back into like regular content. But I do stream every Thursday and Thursday and Sunday at 5 p.m. EST. So usually, if you need a place to sit to a place to vibe for a few hours, come on by. And that's on KD the Bard. That's KAYD the Bard on Twitch.
Like I
What?
always
What?
appreciate you. Oh, you can put it in the stream chat, or if you want, you can send it to me and I can drop it in the chat. And Bart, I always appreciate you sparing your time for us here. We do appreciate, and we do like that. We're kind of more your chill out time too,
Yeah,
and
it
helping
gives
you
me a
out with your Animal Crossing today too.
yeah. It gives me it gives you an excuse to like play the game.
Well, man, if you told me, I would have had it streaming this whole time, so you could have been like, "Hey guys, I'm doing the Animal Crossing on the HighCast tonight or today." That's
I've been
up to you. That's not like you have to do that. That's more of like whenever like if you ever forget it or you still want to do it or whatever. Since sometimes you do make more time for this if you do.
right. Probably the next time we do the high cast together, we could probably screen share my stuff
All
or
right,
what
yeah,
I'm doing.
just let me know. I just need to make sure I got the okay beforehand, because I don't want to be like, you're working on like some
Yeah.
top secret project. I'm just streaming it casually. People are like, "What's that?" Oh, this is what Bard's doing. Like, dude, I didn't want to stream that.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, before I've been kind of debating how I should bring back Bard late nights. But I just haven't had the proper like opening to probably have one.
That's the whole point. Like I said, that was the whole point of the HighCast for us, was to basically experiment and spin-off stuff. Like
Yeah,
if you wanna do the next few HighCasts kind of with like a bit of like the Bard late night, or heck, I'll straight up make a section in the next deck for Bard late night for you, my man. Whenever you want it. You got real
true.
estate now.
True. I just need to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah, that's heck. Like I said, this like for me, I'm just using this to throw stuff and show stuff off for now. Like I said, I don't know if I want to do a Void Bastard playthrough, but it does seem to work for like just a game to play. I was actually worried it might not work too well, but it actually worked last time pretty well. Except for the
Yeah.
disconnect. God. Yeah, this is probably going to end up being on before the other one. So not only do we have 2 lost episodes, but we're now going to have not in order. Oh God, people are going to hate us.
I mean, I don't think they can do it, but they don't mind as much.
That's kind of the whole that's kind of the whole appeal of this too. It's meant to be more of like a whimsical kind of like, people just being honest with themselves and just saying, "Hey, we're just trying shit out." And honestly, that's okay. That allows us to better experiment and better be like, free from like certain other annoying nonsense of, the day, as it were, or of like
Yeah.
the creative process. Like heck, I guarantee you, I almost promise you, the HighCast is where most of the reveals for most of the channel projects are going to happen, one way or the other. Like I just feel it in my bones. In my bones. But yeah, you got any links, any cards to drop?
Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. At Jzen Music, JYZN. I mean XEN. I wish it was ZEN because that would have been so much slicker. you can also find my beats on YouTube at Zamasu, ZAMAXU. Yeah. I make music and I like to think that I'm pretty good at it.
I think you're good at it, man. The stuff you sample like privately with us is top notch. Not gonna lie.
Oh, wait till you hear this beat that I made a couple of days ago.
And you know what? I'll talk to Rebel about this, but there might be a potential chance of stuff showing up on the Patreon if we get more people. Tell your friends. Give
No
us a
shit.
reason. Give us a reason to start chanting Rebel, play your music. Ah, we love it. Ah. Eventually, at some point in the near future, distant near future.
Well, I'm excited. So,
Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. Like, the more the merrier. With approval, obviously. I guess I gotta
oh,
say that.
Of course. And
Of
consent.
of course.
Just like AI.
Pretty much.
Just let me know. Just let me know, like, if we're gonna be like doing it on stream, or you just want to like have a clip of me playing my music on the Patreon, because
Just
if
let
it's on
listen.
stream, I'm gonna have to like it's most likely just gonna have to be my beats, and um because like I say certain words that are not very TOS friendly. Bart knows.
See that?
No, I totally. What the? Oh, god damn it. What the hell happened? Damn it. Jesus. Hold on, everyone. I have to check something. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Speaking of
Oh,
smart,
there we go. Jesus. Oh god, I was trying to pull you up on my phone. I don't know what happened. Like, just everything just like.
but Discord actually just went a mental when he said, "Oh, I saw this something that might get to clear this to us. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down."
No, it's good. It's good. Everything's good. Just, oh boy, I was just like, then all of a sudden, crash on the Discord. I'm like, damn it, Discord, why?
Anyway,
All right, where were you? So I was mildly freaking out.
I think we were at the part to where we were using people's. We were talking about there may be stuff that we were talking about stuff maybe stuff that Rebel music
Right. So
may
like
not.
Rebel, like especially if we get the
Yeah.
Patreon going, guys, we will probably get anyone that's like going, especially going that is part of the larger operation. We'll call for now. If they're willing and with their permission, we'll be posting their stuff as rewards on the Patreon. So check those out. But again, that would be with obviously Rebel's consent, obviously.
Yeah.
Shoot, if you wanted, I could go ahead and like show some works in progresses as well.
I will literally post, like, give me a whole list and I'll post them every single day, whatever we need. No joke. I am full blown. Okay, so not gonna lie, the mental breakdown stuff, that's all kind of related to me just wanting to go full tilt into this now. Not gonna lie, like, and that means I'm going to be trying to promote it as much as possible. Hell, Bard knows I was looking for like a template for like easy cutout things to hand out. By this one, I'm like, I'm just gonna just start just figuring out myself and using that too at this point. Because okay, I have a guy at the dispensary that I get my stuff from now. And he already is like, man, get me links, anything, I'll pass it out. I'll get people checking your shit out. And I'm like, dog, thank you. So, yeah, working on that.
Nice.
Oh, dude, he's actually already pretty much said, check us out if you need a job. But I'm like, I want my current day job to be my last day job. Not gonna lie. But I also know this isn't the easy path. This is going to be crazy ass work, even if it is me just playing video games and asking friends to post stuff on the channel. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound so hard when I say it out loud. It's why I don't like saying it out loud.
Anyway,
Sorry, but
I
yeah,
mean, I mean, still, like, you obviously have a passion for it, so I say full tilt.
full tilt.
full tilt.
But yeah, I'll post like and say that to anybody else that you think needs like a platform, and I'll post it. I'll check it out. I'll post it. I'll fucking even say, God, this is fucking awesome if I like it enough. Heck, it might even become regular music. We do need a bit more music that we can 100% isn't going to get the shit flagged.
True.
Well, lucky for you, I have an entire copyright-free playlist of my music ready and waiting.
Oh, dude, actually, after the stream, I'll let you know. We've already let the after stream go a little bit longer than necessary. You guys have a good one. This is your host, Wandering Fox. All my stuff is in the link in the description. We have a Twitter, obviously the YouTube. If you're already on the YouTube, the Twitch, uh, all that good stuff. You guys
Yeah.
all have a good night, and honestly, we'll see you the next time on the HighCast. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.